Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is currently 1:54 p.m. on June 30th. Yes, I did not vlog on my birthday. I fell asleep early. I've become old. I have become old, and I am going to sleep early all the time now, it seems. No, I had such a good day yesterday, and it was just so fun and relaxing, and that I just was like so chill after we went out to dinner last night that I was gonna lay down for just an hour like I always say, and then I woke up and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and it was thunderstorming, and I was like, this is perfect weather to just stay in bed. So I was like, I'm just gonna stay in bed. So anyway, I am on my way currently to go get my new driver's license, which I was gonna do yesterday, but then I was like, I don't know that I want to spend my birthday getting a new driver's license, because sometimes you can be at the Bureau of Motor Vehicles for hours. I actually don't typically have that problem. When I go to the BMV, it's rather quick. I wouldn't say quick, but like an hour, you know, something like that. But I know people that go and it's like hours and hours and hours. If I get there today because I'm getting there a little bit later and there's a really long line, then I'm gonna go tomorrow. Yesterday I had thought, well, what I'll do is I'll just renew it online like I've done before, and then I will just like in a month or two I'll go and I'll get the new one that you have to have. Like, some people are saying 2021. I looked on the website says October of 2021 or something like that, but when you go to like look up articles by the government that say like when you have to have the new driver's license, it's to like travel and stuff like that, it's 2023. It's March of 2023. So I don't know which one it is. I'm gonna ask them when I'm there today. But apparently you have to bring all kinds of stuff that I just didn't want to pull together. You have to have like, you know, your social security card, your birth certificate, I think, stuff like that. You have to have a couple different things. We were talking about it at dinner last night. They're like, there's a couple different things you have to bring. So I'm not going to worry about that today, and I'm just going to get a new license. So anyway, my plan yesterday was, well, I'll just renew it online, and then like in a month, I'll go in and I'll schedule an appointment, because I think you have to schedule an appointment for those. Although my friend last night said she went in and got a new one, and she didn't have to schedule an appointment for it. So I don't know, maybe it's just different from place to place that you go. Somebody on my vlog had commented and said that you had to have an appointment for it, so it could be different, you know, per BMV, but anyway. So, I was going to renew it online and then make an appointment for like a month down the road and go get the new one. And, when I went to go renew it online, it said, something like, you renewed it online the last 2 times, so you have to go in person this time. So I have to go in person this time. And, so that's why I'm going today. I have to tell you, this is kind of like, this is a sad moment in history for Peter, because I don't know how often you get your driver's license renewed or whatever, but the picture on my driver's license, I look much younger and much thinner in the picture, and I'm smiling in it. I've told this story. I don't know if I've ever told it on a vlog or not. Probably, I'm sure, at some point or another. But the woman, when I went to go take the picture for, you know, to get my license the last time, she was like real stern, and she was like, okay, you can't smile for the picture. And I was like, okay. And so, and I just kind of always just smile, but like do that little smirk out of habit, you know? And so she goes, okay, 1, 2, and I went like that. And she said, I told you can't smile. And so I said, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And so then she did it again, and like right when she said 3, I went like that. And she goes, I'm doing it one more time, and what we get, if you smile, you smile, but you're not supposed to smile. And I go, okay. My driver's license picture is so perfect. I love my driver's license picture so much. In fact, I was sitting here and I was thinking, you need to take a picture of your driver's license before because you have to give it over, you know, when you get your new one. And so now I'm gonna have one that has like insanely white hair and a beard and all this kind of stuff, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm just hoping there's not like a super long line today. I'm going to get coffee first. I'm trying to avoid the construction traffic today because yesterday, so this is what happened yesterday. And this is not going to probably be a really long vlog today, just because I've got some things I've got to do. I've got to go to Costco and get paper towels. We are like way out of paper towels. And I also need to get lotion at Costco. And then Alex's mom's birthday is today, so we're going to dinner at 6:45. So I have to start getting ready at like 5:30. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to have a chance to make videos today because I just took a shower so that my hair looked kind of nice for a picture for my driver's license. So I'm not going to film a really long vlog today. But yesterday I got up and it was like kind of nice outside. It was cloudy, but it was like the sun was coming through, you know, and when the sun was coming through, it was like really nice, right? And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go get a coffee and then I will go to the pool for a couple hours, right? I hadn't planned on filming any videos yesterday. And then I was like, well, if you're gonna go to Starbucks, you might as well do a review at Starbucks while you're there. But I had remembered that Dunkin' Donuts had these new coffees that had come out, these smoked vanilla coffees that came out, and I wanted to try them. So I was like, I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts. So it was the same way that I would have gone had I gone to Starbucks. It's just Dunkin' Donuts is a little bit further. And so I got stuck in this construction traffic that's now going both ways on Keystone in Indianapolis, which is like a major street. It's like, it's 2 lanes and it usually is 4 lanes, and I think they're making it to 6 lanes or something like that. But I got stuck in this traffic, I mean forever, you guys. I was like, I can't, my cousin Caroline called and we were talking and I said, I can't believe I'm spending my birthday stuck in traffic like this. But then I got to do the review and then I came back and I went to the pool and I had a really nice time at the pool yesterday. There's this woman that lives, they're like kind of like outside of our neighborhood, but because they're on the lakes, they have to pay HOA fees and they're considered part of the community. They're like one house outside of our, like the gate, because we're like a gated community, and they're like on the outside of the gate, but they're on the lakes. So we're like, our whole condo neighborhood is on these lakes. So any of the houses that are on the lakes, since they have to pay HOA fees to like protect and like, so they do all this kind of stuff to the lakes every summer to make sure that the lakes are like in still like great condition and they're clean and they're constantly working on these lakes. So they have to pay HOA fees for the lakes, and since they have to pay HOA fees for the lakes, they get to use the pool and the tennis court and all that kind of stuff. So I'm good friends with this woman and I kind of know her husband a little bit, and they're both like my age exactly, and they have 4 kids. They're super friendly. So the dad, right when I pulled up to the pool, he got there with like their youngest son and like 3 of his friends, and they only stayed for like a half an hour, and then she came and took them home because they had like some sporting thing they had to go do. But then she came back, and so I hung out and talked to them. And then there were these 2 women that are sisters that live with their dad and their mom that live in my neighborhood, and I talked to them because I know them. And then there was this other woman that she was the woman that I just met like the last time that I went to the pool, and we were talking. And then there was some family there that I didn't know them. I had never seen them before, and they had this little girl, and she was so sweet. And when I was leaving, because everybody, I said to my one friend, I said that it was my birthday, and so then everybody, I mean, the pool is like so small, and so everybody heard that it was my birthday, you know? And so when I was leaving, this little girl, she goes, happy birthday, sir. It was so sweet. And so then the other kids heard that it was my birthday, and they started singing happy birthday. And this one woman, she's like, you didn't know you were going to get serenaded at the pool today, did you? I said, I didn't. It's really nice, though. It was really sweet. And so yeah, I hung out at the pool from like 20 after 3, 3:15, something like that, to like 5 o'clock, like right at 5 o'clock. I hope this Starbucks is not packed today. And it looks like they're doing major construction over here on this building. And then I came home. Oh no, then I went to the post office. I got a bunch of packages at the post office. Went to the post office, and then I filmed a rant video Is the drive-thru closed? What's going on over here? It's impossible to get to this thing. I did a rant video, and then I came home and I uploaded all that and the review video that I had done at Dunkin' Donuts, and then I started getting ready for my meeting. And this guy is so friendly. Can you hear him? I feel like I kind of want to get something different today. What's a vanilla sweet cream cold brew? I mean, I've tried all these drinks so many times. Sweet cream. Maybe that's what I'll get today. I really want that brown sugar thing.
Hi there. Thanks so much for choosing Starbucks today. What might we get started for you?
Can I get a venti vanilla sweet cream cold brew with an extra shot?
Alright, a venti vanilla sweet cream cold brew with an extra shot, correct?
Correct.
Alright, anything else for you today?
Nope, that's it.
Alright, thank you. What's the name for the order?
Peter.
Alright, thank you. We'll see you at the window.
Alright, thank you. Try something a little different today. Our, I was like gonna look and see if they have masks on up here. So our mayor came out yesterday and said, I can't tell yet if they have masks on, and said that tomorrow, somebody commented on my vlog recently and said, when is Peter getting the vaccine? I have already had the vaccine, both of them, like the first and the second shot, both of them. But our mayor came out, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and he said that all the bans are lifted 100% as of July 1st, which is tomorrow. So I thought, because I had read this article, well, here's the deal. So Marion County, which is where I live in. So Marion County is all of Indianapolis, and Indianapolis is all of Marion County. There's like no other, well, Lawrence? No, Marion County and Indianapolis are all like fully like inside of each other. So anyway, when the whole like thing went, the restrictions and all that kind of stuff, the state of Indiana would come out with one rule, and the governor would come out with one rule, and then he would come out with a different rule for Indianapolis. So a lot of people were having huge issues with it. It wasn't really even that big of a deal. It was like, if restaurants went back to 50% in Indiana, he would just move it to like 50% 2 weeks later. So that, because we're a more metropolitan city, that it just like took a little bit longer for us to get back to being open, which makes sense to me. But like everybody was all up in arms about it and stuff like that. I've just never really, to be honest with you, understood like the big deal about all of that. But anyway, so apparently, I guess Indiana opened completely on June 7th, and everything's been back to 100% since June 7th. But I guess Indianapolis is opening tomorrow, 100%. I did not realize that Indianapolis was different than Indiana, like on this time. Like that, all of that stuff that I was just telling you about was back in the day. So I didn't realize that it was different. And I don't have enough money on my card because I forgot to refill my card, so I am going to either, I wonder if I have enough. I do have enough points, I know that, but I wonder if I can use my points for this. I used my points for my last drink, and I still have 1,173 points. I don't even know if they're wearing masks, but they're my mask anyway. They are. Hi, how are you?
Hi, baby.
Can I use some of my points?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. You know, it's so funny because I go to the same Starbucks. Like, this is not a typical Starbucks that I usually go to. And I go to the same Starbucks so often, right? Like, that they know me and they're so friendly and whatever. And where was I going the other day? And they were so nice and they were so friendly. And my sponsor and I were talking, and she was on the phone. Like, she was on the phone when I was talking to her. And she said, doesn't it make such a huge difference when you go somewhere where they're like that friendly to you and they remember you and whatever? She said, I would go back to the same place like 100 times versus going to a new place if they were that. Oh, I was telling her about my experience with the poke bowl places and how friendly the second place was. I think that's what I was talking about. The first place was friendly too, but delicious. This is like not typically what I get, but I'm feeling like, I know it's not still my birthday, but it's like the end of June, and I'm like, okay, I want to try something, you know? So. Of course, I'm stuck in construction traffic again. So anyway, went to my meeting last night, picked up Tanya, went to my meeting, and then, two of my other friends from my Monday night group were at the, well, all three of my other friends, the group is on Monday nights, Tanya and I, and three of our friends. One of my friends was leaving to go to South Haven, Michigan today, and she had to go home and pack up her and her daughter because they were leaving today, so she couldn't come to dinner. But my other two friends could. They were really excited about it. So, we went to the meeting. The meeting was great. Talked about the 11th step, prayer and meditation. And it was just a really powerful meeting for me. And then afterwards we went to dinner and we went to Wolfie's, which is just like this local bar restaurant. One reason we go there is because it's open late and we don't get out of our meeting until like 9:15. Well, we got out at like 9 o'clock and we stood around till like 9:15, and then we had to go over there. And then Alex and my sponsor met us for dinner. And that was really fun. And it was Alex, my friend, my sponsor, my friend, Tanya, and me. So 6 of us. It was fun. We had a really good time. And Tanya got me a tree. She got me a money plant tree. And Alex got me Louis Vuitton cologne. And then he got me a watch case because he had gotten himself one, and I really liked it. And then he got me a very, very nice gift card from Target. Like, a very nice gift card. I was not expecting it. And then he made me a video, like he had made himself, of pee-pee. It was all these pictures and videos of pee-pee. And it just was so nice. And of course I bawled my eyes out watching it, and it just was so fantastic. He did such a nice job. So it was a good birthday. And then after dinner, I took Tanya home, and then I went home, and I just like fell asleep like right away. I was like so tired. I came through, this is not the construction that I was stuck in yesterday, but I came through this construction, and it literally took like no time to get through it at all. And now, like, there doesn't seem to be a lot of planning for like the construction in Indianapolis, because it's like, you go down one road and there's all this major construction, and then you turn and there's major construction there. So it's literally like, if you're trying to get from point A to point B, you could have to go through construction the entire way there. There just doesn't seem to be like a lot of like city planning about when they, like, maybe this isn't the time to do this construction. And this is all like set off like here, but like there's nothing's being worked on, and you can see way down there is where they're working on it. So these are my complaints for the day. The meeting was great last night. We talked about the 11th step, and then we talked about like easy does it and letting go and letting God, which is always such an interesting concept for me. And you know, as somebody that when I first got sober, I wasn't an atheist. Like, I always kind of believed in something, but I just wasn't sure what I believed in. I wasn't sure what that looked like or what that meant for me or whatever, you know? And, but I was always really turned off by, like, Bible thumpers and people that, like, you know, were like, oh, God this and God that and whatever. That appeared to be Bible thumpers to me. In retrospect, now I know that they weren't. I know that they were just, you know, highly spiritual people. And even if they were Bible thumpers, or if that's what they believed in, you know, like, okay, I respect that today if that's what they choose to believe, as long as they don't force it down my throat, you know, I'm like cool with that. Like, hey, you know, I respect your belief system. But it's so crazy that here was this person that really lacked any kind of spirituality and was spiritually lost to today, where I'm like this highly spiritual person. You know, it's just crazy the distance that I've come on all of that, you know. And I was talking a little bit about that last night, and then I was talking about that thing that my sponsor had said to me that just was so life-changing. It really put my spiritual beliefs into check. You know, in sobriety, we have some sayings or some belief systems, like, and, you know, for the purpose of this, it's just, you know, God is a he kind of thing, but God could be a she, a it, or whatever, okay? But, you know, like, there's sayings in our text that say, you know, God either is or he isn't. Basically, that God is everything or God is nothing kind of idea, right? Which is spiritual faith. And, you know, what's interesting to me is, like, when I was doing my inventory and I was talking to my sponsor about some things that I was really struggling letting go of, and she said to me, and she's not like a real religious person. I mean, she's a very spiritual person, but not a religious person. She's involved in church and things like that, but she's not a super religious person, you know? And she said to me, she goes, you know, you can't pick your agnosticism. And I was like, what? Like, it was so profound when she said it to me. She's like, you can't pick your agnosticism. She's like, you can't believe that God is in all of this. Do I remember where the BMV is? I'm just kind of winging it, and I think it might have been there. No. Maybe. I think. She's like, you can't believe that God is in all of this, and, oh, God did this for me, and God, you know, helped me stay sober, and God did all of this, but then God's not powerful enough to remove this from my life. Like, she's like, you know, that it doesn't work that way. She's like, you can't pick and choose. Why do I feel like 91st? I need to pull over and look at the address. I think it's the next one. She's like, you can't pick and choose, you know, like, how God is gonna work in your life. And, like, I had really never thought of it that way, honestly. Like, you know, like, I had never really thought of, I mean, it's such a simple concept, but I had never thought of, like, well, here I believe that God removed this from me. God saved my life from addiction. God did this for me. God got me through this period where I lost my mom, you know, all these things. Oh, but God's not in this. Like, God can't do that. And I really had never thought of it that way, honestly, you know? And it's crazy, isn't it? Okay. Bureau. This is 3.3 miles. That can't be right. 10-minute drive. Oh no, we're not going to her. Bureau of Motor Vehicles. What? Bureau of... I just pulled this up yesterday to look. Here it is. 16 miles. What is going on? Now my phone is acting up and it's like not wanting to open these pages. Okay, well I know it's not that. Okay. Bureau of Motor Vehicles, Indianapolis. What is going on? Something is wrong with my phone now all of a sudden. Ugh. It's not pulling up anything. So I'm gonna start my phone over. I think I know where I'm going. This is so ridiculous. Is this not the story of my life? I was gonna get up at 10 o'clock this morning. That didn't happen. I've only gone to this BMV like 50 times in my life. I should like know exactly where it's at, right? My dentist used to be across the street, but now I go to a different dentist. Well, if I get down here and it's not here, then I know that it's down there. So it's one or the other, okay? It's like you can only go so far. I know it's in one big building or another big building. Is this where I go? This is wrong. I went the wrong way. It's the building back there. I just know it. Oh no, BMV license branch. Oh my God, I made it. I'm so happy. Professional Management Enterprises. Oh, it looks so busy here. Okay, I'm gonna go into the BMV. Maybe it's not busy. Please don't be busy today. Oh, that's driver test. All right, I'm going inside to the BMV and I will be back, I hope, very shortly. Bye. Okay, I'm back. So can we just talk about that experience for a second? First of all, okay, you see I'm leaving? It is 2:42 p.m. I took a picture when I walked in there. And oh, it didn't take. Well, it was 2:25 p.m. So 2:25, 2:35. So it took me 17 minutes to walk inside to BMV, wait. I literally took the picture like as I walked in. Took my number, sat down, waited, got my ID, took my picture, paid for it. 17 minutes, I'm back to my car. People want to talk about how they wait 3 hours at the BMV. No, and they were fantastic in there. The woman that helped me was so hilarious and so nice. She let me keep my old ID. I was telling her about it and she goes, let me see that ID. And so I held it up. She was so funny. And I held it up to the window and she was like, that is a picture. And I go, I know. I go, people don't believe me. And so she goes, well, I'm gonna let you smile. She goes, but I'm gonna let you keep your ID too. And so then she took my picture. So this is my... Let me see if I can show you my, it's not very good. So this is my new picture. She goes, oh my God, you have that same smirk and your eyes are doing the same thing as in your other picture. I go, honey, it's basically every picture I've ever taken in my entire life. And I'm going on one way here. I didn't realize this was one way. So I said, every picture I ever take is that America's Next Top Model smize, but not very well done. Anyway, So I took my picture and then everything, and then she told me, she's like, "Now this, this is not for the real ID." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I wanted to ask you about that." And she gave me the thing for it, which is not, and she said, "You don't need it. It's 2023. You have until 2023. And she said, "You don't need an appointment for it at this one. And it's just as quick as the other one. She said, you can schedule an appointment to come in and do it whenever." And she said, "You need to have a birth certificate or passport, social security card. If you don't have your social security card," because like, I don't know where mine is, "you can bring in like a W-2 form or something like that. And then you need to have like 3 pieces that prove like your residence, like bills and things like that. I think that's what you need." So I'm gonna do that the next couple of months. When I have a day that I don't have like tons to do, I'll go over there. She actually told me, this is so funny, because I'm just like, so chatty when I sit there and talk to people, and I'm like, "What's your busiest day?" And she's like, "Tuesdays are always so busy." And I said, "Really?" I said, "Oh my God, yesterday I was gonna come in, but it was my birthday." And she goes, "Oh, well, happy belated birthday." And I said, "Thanks." And then she said, "It's a good thing you didn't come in yesterday." She goes, "It was horrible." And I was like, oh my God, I would have come in there yesterday on my birthday and I would have been so bitter because it would have been so packed. So I'm so glad I didn't. But anyway, let's talk about books for a second. So I finally finished the Dexter books. I don't need, it's interesting about these Dexter books because, well, first of all, I'm so in love with reading book series now, because when you finish one, you can just pick up the next one and the next one. They just go on and on and on, and I love that, especially series that kind of don't end, that are just forever going on. I got a package yesterday in the mail from Miss Fortune from Louisiana, like Fortune Redding. And somebody keeps on sending me these packages from Miss Fortune, and I think it's so cute, and I love it. So this car doesn't realize that it's green. Go. Because she's on her phone, looking at her phone. What was I saying? Oh, okay, so anyway, I finished a Dexter book. But let me tell you something about this. Like, Mel told me she wanted me to start reading these Dexter books because I would really like them. I love them. They're fantastic. Like, they are so good. And it's so funny because, like, when you talk about, like, a book that you really, really loved, that really meant a lot to you, that's kind of different than a book that you would recommend to a lot of people, And what's interesting about that is that when I find myself recommending the same book over and over and over again, that typically is a book that I literally could not put down. Like Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, I have not shut up about that book in the last week. The Dexter books, I have found myself recommending them to so many people. They're just so good. They're really, really good. And I was actually talking to Tanya about it last night. Tanya watched the show. I didn't know she had watched the show. She's watched every show. And she was like, I think maybe I would like them. Oh, by the way, a couple people said that they were looking at Mayor of Easttown, and it was like M-A-Y-O, like mayor, like M-A-Y-O-R. Mayor of Easttown is actually M-A-R-E. It's like short for Meredith, I think. Or Marianne, I think is her name, or something in the movie, or the show, I can't remember. So M-A-R-E is her nickname in the show. But anyway, so I finished the Dexter book, and then I started Mexican Gothic, which I wanted to finish by tomorrow because it was my June book for Peter's Book Club, but I'm not going to finish it by tomorrow because I still have 10 hours left of it. It's really good so far. I really don't know where it's going yet. It's about this woman this girl, I guess, she's younger, and it takes place in Mexico, like in the 50s. You don't really know that at first when it starts, but she's comes from like a wealthy family, and basically she's just looking for a husband, and that's kind of like her job for her father. But then like her cousin is married to this guy, and she's like writing these letters saying that he's poisoning her, and there's ghosts in the house and all this kind of stuff. And so the dad wants his daughter to go and visit to see if she's like okay, or if she needs to move to like the city. So she just got to the house. I'm like really early in this book, but it's beautifully written. It's absolutely beautifully written. And then I didn't even, you guys, I wondered why it seemed like I hadn't read so many books this month, and I realized that I had never like put on my Goodreads that I had completed The Homecoming by Cynthia Voigt. And that book so stuck with me. Like, I really want to finish reading that series about, so it's about this family of these four kids whose mom leaves them in their car, and then they basically are just trying to find some family to stay with, and they like walk all over hell and gone to get there. It was such a good book, you guys. Like, I don't even think I talked that much about it on here. Like, it was such a fantastic book. Like, I really, really, really liked that book. And, I mean, there were parts of it that felt like it just dragged on, because it was like, I mean, are these kids just gonna walk forever? And there were parts of it that just kind of seemed unrealistic. But as far as kind of like an adventure story of like, how do they like feed themselves and where do they stay, it was kind of interesting on that level. But also like the family aspect of it. And at the end, I mean, that's why it's called The Homecoming, because they do find a home at the end. But you know that's going to happen eventually anyway. But you know that they're going to find a home somewhere. They're not just going to leave them in the woods and then the book's going to end. But if you guys are looking for like a really good, like no sex and violence, just, I don't even know that I would consider it really like a young adult book though, because I mean, it's about these four kids. I think they made it into a Hallmark movie. Somebody told me with Kathy Bates, but I can't find that version. Or maybe I felt like I saw something with a Kathy Bates on it in a version of it. But the one I found wasn't Kathy Bates. It was somebody else, and I was going to watch it. And somebody asked, if you guys have seen the movie of The Homecoming, let me know. So anyway, because I want to watch that, if it's from the book. But I don't know that I would really, I mean, I guess I would call it young adult because the characters are young, but it doesn't read that way. Like, I mean, definitely, like, in all honesty, like a 12-year-old could read the book, or a 10-year-old. But equally, I think, like, a 50-year-old would enjoy the book as well, like me. Like, I mean, I'm not 50 yet, but, like, you know, it's a really enjoyable book. So, I don't know. If you haven't read it, you should check it out. The coffee is good. Can't believe I'm getting so much stuff done today. I might not post videos today, we'll see. I haven't really decided yet. To do drama videos today, I have to watch like 3 videos to cover this whole situation, and I just, to be honest with you, I don't know that I have the energy in me today to watch all these videos to then have an opinion about it. I do need to watch the videos though, so I can kind of like keep up with what's going on. But going out to dinner with my mother-in-law tonight. I'm excited about that. We're going to San Giovese, and it was one of my aunt and uncle's favorite restaurants, and it used to be up over here in this strip mall next to Nordstrom Rack, and then it moved over here next to that hotel that we stayed in for Valentine's Day, and at Ironworks over here, and it's still there. But then there's one in Fishers, the Fisher District, and I have not been to this one yet. But San Giovese is like a really nice Italian restaurant, very upscale, and I think the family that owned it also owns, I don't believe it's a chain, but I could be wrong. I think they owned Ambrosia as well in Indianapolis. But anyway, my aunt and uncle love, well, my aunt loves San Giovese, and the last time Alex and I went there, they do this thing in Indianapolis, and I can't remember what it's called. It's called something in D something Indy, and it's like all these participating restaurants that you go, and you get like, okay, for like $30 a person, you get like a salad, an appetizer, salad or soup, appetizer, main course, dessert, and like drink with that, right? And Devour Indy is what it's called, and you get that for like $30, right? So each restaurant, they like that participates. It doesn't have to be obviously every restaurant in Indianapolis, but it's like usually like the nicer restaurants or the artsier restaurants or the cooler restaurants. There's like 40 or 50 of them that do it, and it's like a whole week that they do it. So you can go and try all these different restaurants, and basically they put together a menu. But like when you go there, you have to pick. It's like, you know, spaghetti or eggplant parmesan. Like, you don't get to pick anything off the menu. It's just like they have a specified menu, right, for $30 of what you get. And then they take proceeds of, like, I think it's like, I don't know how much it is, 30 or 40 or 50% of like every meal. And they give that to this organization that raises money for I can't remember what. But anyway, we've done it year after year and tried new restaurants and stuff. It's a really good way, but it's really hard to get into restaurants that week in Indianapolis because you literally go somewhere and you get like $100 dinner for $30 is basically what it is. I mean, it's a huge deal, right? It's called Devour Indy. So if you live in Indianapolis and you've never heard of it, Google it. I don't know. It usually happens in the summer. I don't know when it's happening next. So anyway, I think that was the last time we went to Devour Indy. We went with another couple that we were friends with that they were at our wedding and we were at their wedding. She just texted me yesterday for my birthday, which was sweet. And we went to the Sangiovese up here. So I don't know what I'm going to get tonight though. Very excited about it. I love Italian food. I love the bread. I love the salads. I love a good just like chopped salad from an Italian restaurant. Fleming's Steakhouse closed, which breaks my heart because we used to go there with my aunt and uncle on Christmas Eve. I was talking to this woman at the pool yesterday that like lives in our neighborhood, and she works at like the gas station up the street. And so I see her in there all the time, and I've never like seen her at the pool once. She lives with her mom and dad, and she's so friendly and such a hard worker. And I said, I have never once seen you at the pool. And her dad like takes care of the pool and stuff. Like that's like, he's the one in charge of the pool in the neighborhood. And she's like, I work like 70 hours a week. And I said, I cannot believe, because I was talking to the guy in there the other night that works on thirds, and he was like, we cannot get people to come in here and work. I was like, you can't? He was like, we literally cannot get people to come in here. And so I said something to her about that, and she said, I don't know what is going on. She's like, no place, we can't hire anybody. She was like, we had 4 interviews set up, and she was like, not one of them showed up. She said not one interview showed up out of 4 interviews. She said, we are paying so high right now. She said, we're paying $14 or $15 an hour for people to work at a gas station. She was like, people are, and she's like, and we're giving on $2 sign-on bonuses. And she was like, people don't want to work. They just don't want to work. She was like, we hired somebody and then they didn't want to work full-time. They just wanted to work part-time. And I feel like I hear the same stories everywhere I go when I talk to people that, you know, like are managers of businesses or work at businesses, or like nobody wants to work right now, you know? And I also feel like everywhere I go, I see help wanted signs, and we're hiring signs and sign-on bonuses signs and on and on and on. And then if I don't see that, I feel like I see businesses closing down left and right, you know? Lots of businesses closing down. Sad. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Sing out, Louise! Do you guys remember what that movie's from? I'm in a giggly mood today. I'm in a good mood. I had that woman laughing at the BMV. We were having a good time together. Why not? Life's short. Enjoy it. Enjoy every minute of it. I was thinking about going to Maggie Moo's today and getting me some ice cream since I didn't have any cake for my birthday yesterday. I didn't have no cake. I have no pie. Did nobody think about me getting no cake or pie yesterday? Not one person. I should have bought myself my own piece of cake. I think I'm gonna go get some Maggie Moo's and I'm gonna get a piece of cake and I'm gonna just have it later so that I can have my cake and ice cream too and eat it too. And it's my party. I can cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. All right, you guys, well, I'm going to get off here now, and I'm going to listen to a little bit of my book, and I am going to go to Costco and get paper towels and lotion, which I'm real excited about. I need to get home and start getting stuff done. I need to do a review of all of our bark boxes because we literally have 4 bark boxes sitting in the kitchen. Like, this week, I need to, like, take some time and I need to, like, It's weird because it's like organized. Like I have all of my Starbucks cups, like not all of them, but all of the newer ones out on the counter. But I literally, you guys, I literally have like, it's like 15 cups out on the counter. And they're all organized, but they're all on the counter. I have my mason jars out on the counter. I have this out on the counter. I have that out on the counter. I've got all my books from BookTube out on the counter. You know, but like I've got to like start cleaning out cabinets to put this stuff away. And I've got to start using the space that we have, you know, more effectively and all that kind of stuff. So that's one of my plans, my goals for this week, which has been one of my plans and goals for months now and years. But anyway, we'll get to it one of these days. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here now. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Be kind to one another. I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing, what is today? Is today Wednesday? Wednesday, and I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! And I thought I would do a daytime. One more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!